Hi, I'm Laura, Omniyogagirl, and this is a tutorial on how to do Salamba Sarvangasana, or supported shoulder stand. So Salamba translates as supported, and Sarvangasana translates as all limbs pose, which I think is a really useful thing to think about when you're working on this. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations, a half shoulder stand as well as the full variation of supported shoulder stand, and I'll show you a couple of different ways to get into it as well. Okay, so to set up for half shoulder stand, we want to come down so we're lying on our backs on the mat, and so we're pressing the palms of our hands into the mat. Now bend your knees up towards your chest, and you're going to use kind of the strength of your core as well as pressing the hands into the mat to lift the hips up. So once the hips are up, take your hands to support your lower back and then straighten your legs. So for half shoulder stand, the legs are angled, keeping the feet together. The back is also at an angle, and the weight is on your shoulders and your upper back. So this is a good variation to work with if you're not comfortable yet with the idea of straightening all the way up. It's quite relaxing, and you're still going to get all of the benefits of having your head below your heart in an inversion. So when you're ready to come down, just kind of bend the knees, placing the hands back on the mat and rolling gently back down. Moving on to full supported shoulder stand, we're going to enter it in the same way. So lying back on the mat, bending the knees into the chest, getting the hips up and supporting yourself in your lower back. So now once you're here, straighten the legs up towards the ceiling. As you can see, my back is still quite bent and my shoulders, I'm not making a straight line from my shoulders, hips and feet, which is what we are aiming to achieve. So once you're up, kind of rock from side to side a little bit, using the hands to walk them up your back and roll the shoulders under. So you want to make sure that there's space underneath your neck. You're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. The chin is coming towards your chest. Well, actually, the chest is coming towards your chin. Pulling the lower belly in, pressing the base of the big toes together. And then you can always try and straighten up a little bit more by walking the hands further down the back. So kind of squeezing the inner thighs together as well. Thinking long spine, hips and feet reaching up. Slightly contracting the glutes. This is where you kind of get the feeling of using every part of your body to support the straight line. Okay, when you're ready to come back down, again, bending the legs back down, just like we did in the half shoulder stand, placing the hands on the mat and rolling back down with control. If you're starting to feel more confident in shoulder stand, or you'd like to test your core strength a little bit more, I'm just going to show you one more way of entering it. This time with straight legs. So it takes a little bit more core strength to be able to lift up with the legs straight instead of bending them up to the chest. Otherwise, the setup is the same. Kind of make sure the shoulders are down, space around your neck. This time straightening the legs out, so pull the lower belly in, pressing the palms into the mat and getting the hips up. Now support your lower back, and the same as before, rocking from side to side to roll the shoulders under. So quite often shoulder stand is followed by plow pose. So coming into the plow pose, we can then come out of shoulder stand a different way as well. Again, taking the hands down to the mat. Again, keeping the lower belly pulled in. And coming all the way down. Just a nice way to work on increasing your core strength and control. Well, I hope you found that useful. Shoulder stand is known as the queen of asanas, and it's actually the first inversion I learned. And I think it's a great way to get all the benefits of an inversion if you're not yet comfortable with the other inversion variations like headstand. There's a couple of safety points concerning the neck to think about. So there should always be some space under the neck. As I say, it's shoulder stand, so the weight should be on your shoulders, not on your neck. And especially if that area feels tight or it feels uncomfortable at all, carry on working with half shoulder stand and just gradually kind of work on straightening up as your shoulders open. Also keeping the shoulder blades moving down the back and the elbows parallel to each other and pressing them firmly into the mat to kind of give the whole lift a solid foundation and support yourself in a safe way. Thank you very much for joining me. Please leave any questions in the comments and don't forget to click subscribe. Thank you very much.